All right, guys, the NBA playoffs are here. We've been talking about the NBA playoff contest on Underdog the past few weeks on the show. Did a special one-off show a few weeks ago as well. But now it's time to roll up our sleeves. And I thought, what better way to battle this out than with our friends at the Badge Bros, some NBA thought leaders themselves. We're going to do the club versus the Badge Bros in some of these high-stakes contests on Underdog. We got the Waltz, $250 buy-in. So if you guys want to jump in and draft with us, the water is warm. Come join us. It's the club going up on a Tuesday. All right, in one corner of the ring, we have Peter Overzet, Clay Sutton, and Jack Settleman, and our challengers down below. Boo, boo. We have, of course, John Warner and Nez, and Numi is off at a baseball game, and Peter Jennings is off doing everything he can, and Andy is recording NFT podcasts. But nevertheless, the show must go on. How are we doing, guys?
Doing great. Feeling excited for this. I will say, I was not a fan of the play-in games, but I'm stoked for tonight and tomorrow. Like, I'm play-in game pilled.
Really? Yeah. So we got tonight. We have Hawks versus Heat. Tomorrow we have Wolves versus Lakers. Then later tonight, Wolves, Lakers, and then tomorrow Bulls, Raptors, Thunder, Pelicans. And there, honestly, I would say when I look at these teams, there is a lot of like the one-off flyers who have been going in these drafts. The Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, you got the Pels guys. People have been taking Ingram a lot. Of course, some Trae Young goes. What do people do with the Wolves? What other kind of like subplots are you guys interested in for the play-in games as it pertains to these drafts?
Can I get one more SGA pronunciation?
God damn it. I knew that was coming. I knew. You got me on it last time too, and I fully deserve it.
Just let's hear it one more time.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I think he's still a pretty nice pick.
That was actually your best take.
That actually was good.
Why did I just stick with SGA? Why did I just go with the tried and true acronym?
Too easy, man. You wanted to shoot a 3-pointer when you had the wide open layup. It's all good.
Yep.
We'll see you out here.
Yeah, I've really tried to convince people that I know my shit, and it's one step forward, two steps back, I think, every time. So what are the dynamics, Des? You said you're excited about these playing games. What subplots are you most interested in?
Well, I'm not really like too worried about like Thunder Pelicans unless the Thunder win. Like, I'm still not fully convinced. Like I want the Thunder to take this serious because they're a really fun team, and I think they can give the Nuggets a little run for their money. But and I'm fully like Team Lakers as well. Like I've been every time I've come on this show. On the East, that is where like I think things can really get interesting, or at least see some like really good games. All the teams in the play-in, I think, are decent, and they will put up good games. Like Bulls and Raptors, that has like some that's a fun matchup, and then Hawks and Heat. I think those two are like the most like legitimate teams that can actually like make some noise. Raptors and Bulls, I think, are a little lifeless, but it'll be a fun game regardless.
Jack, what are your predictions for the playing game? Who emerges out of these?
So I don't think a 7 is lost yet. I don't know if they've lost or just not qualified, but I don't think they've lost yet. So I do like Miami and the Lakers. I took 2 futures about 3 weeks ago on the Wolves and the Pelicans. Since I've placed those, Zion got announced out, so that sucks. But the Wolves have actually like just exploded in the complete and utter wrong way. They lost Naz Reid, Gobert, and Jaden McDaniels. So those are dead. I was pretty bullish on both those teams, but now with their current state of affairs, I do think the Pelicans are still like a solid team, but without Zion, they're not title contenders by any stretch. So the Lakers should take care of business tonight, and Miami should take care of business as well. The Hawks are like, they're just soft, and Miami feels like they bully them every time they play them. So
that's the best word to describe them is soft. Like if you want to take like Jimmy Bucket's wing side defender going to play like 42 minutes tonight and be like, Trae, try and get through this. Good luck. Right? Like Trae's going to be pulling up from halfway through this game while they chase down 12. Right? I think I fully agree with that take, but I think you guys are sleeping on the Raptors here a little bit. I think the Raptors, you get that one through, and then you play the Hawks. You beat the doors off the Hawks, and then we could get 5-6 games out of the Raptors in the next round.
I agree. I think
that's
the Raptors. I've looked at their team and really just their whole body of work, and I've never understood how they're not better than they are. Like the team is a good team, and they have a good coach too. So yeah, I would like that.
It's because they get ran to the ground for 40 minutes a game at a rotation of 7 for 82 games, and their legs are dead by the time they get to the playoffs.
It is perfect for the playoffs. He's just not wrong. I mean, that's like how playoffs are played. I will say a couple weeks ago, Jack, you came on here really bullish about the Timberwolves, and I was like fully in lockstep with you. I was like, yes, like they are like trending up so like at the right time, and then like you said, everything just fell to shit. So that was I had some futures too that went up in flames.
Better.
Well, here's my question. So we have all of the higher seeds are favored by 5.5 or more points in these first playing games. The Lakers are favored by a little bit more, 8.5. But looking at these drafts, all of these other teams, like the one-off guys, or even like a pairing, like Jimmy Butler and Bam, will go toward the very end. I guess Jimmy Butler will go in the mid-range. But I am seeing these Lakers. Sometimes people are now double tapping LeBron and AD at the 1-2 turn. And I'm just like, I get the upside. I get that the West is wide open, but just relative to the other teams in the play-in game in their path, is the market way too frothy for the Lakers right now?
No, not at all. Because the Heat will be priced at plus 300 to beat Boston, assuming they win tonight. And the Lakers will probably open as slight dogs against the Grizzlies and be bet to favorites, would genuinely be my expectation. So I think the anticipation that they're going to, I mean, Miami's like 50 or 60 to 1 to win the conference, and the Lakers are 11 to 1. So, 5 times better chance to go all the way to the final. So I don't think, maybe that's where they're a little overrated, right at the 1-2 turn. But the Lakers is like a feasible conference semis or conference finalist is totally in play.
You're smiling, John.
I know.
Well, it's just sick that as soon as we start this draft, everyone's going to be fighting over that LeBron AD at like in the middle of the second round, and they're just going to get split up and nobody's going to be happy.
Yeah.
I'm already foreshadowing the draft.
I think that's part of it too, is the contest structure, right? Because of like it's big wing guard, and wing is so top heavy. Like it's pretty disgusting outside of the East favorites, and like on the West, like there's just really like no wings outside of KD, who goes like top 3, and then LeBron. And for a while there, like that was just so nice in like the 30s to take LeBron as like a wing, not even if you're building out a Lakers stack, just to like have LeBron James giving you points at wing in the wing position was so nice. And now all the good wings are already up in the top 2. So it's really changed my strategy of like how I'm treating the wing position. So if I don't get a premium draft spot, then okay, if I'm in like 5 or 6, maybe my wing is a one-off. So now I am treating this like with a one-off, like LeBron or KD or something, just because I just want points at the wing position. And then my finals matchup looks gross, but hey, I've got a lot of points at wing. So maybe I'm like just overthinking the green button, but it's kind of throwing me for a loop.
Are you still drafting Luka and Kyrie, or
I would see? This is just like the cleanest shirt that I own. Like
That's love for Theo Pinkston's triple double the other night.
This is what Mark Cuban's spending his money on, is like the rights to have Mickey Mouse on Dallas Mavericks gear and not actual players. I was never Team Luka. I was never Luka in the 10. Like that was never my thing. But they're a mess.
Clay, what is your short list for teams that you think can realistically win the NBA championship? How many teams are on that list?
Yeah, I got my money in already. Realistically, the list probably goes like, it's Bucks and Suns for me. Unless something happens injury-wise, it's Bucks, Suns. I just think they're head and toes better. Philly would be my other challenger pick from the East. I am just a big fan of Embiid this year. They have the power with like Harden as well. They can play with anybody. Realistically, though, I kind of think it stops there in the East. I mean, you can make arguments for other teams, but time out. You're allowed to
draft and have your own opinion, but you don't think there's any scenario where Boston wins the East?
I mean, of course, it's a scenario. I just think that I'm not buying stock in Boston. I'll put it that way. So I think there is. They could definitely win the East.
But please answer our master's question, which was who has a chance in the East.
Okay, Bucks, Celtics.
You go in timeout for calling me your master.
You're my masturbator.
I mean, like, I guess you draw the line at like the Cavs, right? Like, do the Cavs realistically have a chance? Like, I could argue they do. Like, I think their roster matches up really well against a lot of other teams. I'm a big fan of the Cavs. I think if you put them 7 games against most teams in the NBA, they have a fighting chance, and that includes the top dogs in both the East and the West. I just think the probability of them winning the East and going to the finals would be like an incredible Cinderella story that I'm not willing to put my money behind. Maybe a sprinkle. We'll see. I'm head over heels with, Bucks Suns. I bet it both ways. Bucks would be the Suns, Suns would be the Bucks. And so I'm trying to just kind of angle a position where if that's a finals matchup, I'm loving life.
Is there a reason to bet it both ways as opposed to just betting the matchup?
It's just better odds. Significantly when I bet it 3 or 4 weeks. I bet it the last time they played where Giannis and KD were both out, which was 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I just fell in love with that game. I was imagine 7 games of this with a healthy Giannis or healthy KD and a Giannis back, and just the heart eye emoji, just highlighting the whole room. And I just like the odds better. So it was just, rather than putting more down on the matchup in particular, it was just a little bit more upside to sprinkle on each individual hit there.
So, John, one thing now that we are having some of the bracket solidified, I'm curious if that is impacting your draft strategy at all. One thing I've noticed in drafts is now people are a little more gun shy on the Kings that they're solidified to play the Warriors. And I see Sabonis dropping a little bit. I was talking to our buddy Mike Zakarian. He was saying he's cooling a little bit on Cavs and Knicks. Just not liking the chances of them to advance and not really knowing who's going to win that series. Are any of these solidified playoff matchups impacting your selections?
I think my fantasy brain is going to Cavs or going to Warriors Kings more now, because I'm thinking about it through that daily lens where it's give me a little piece of each of these and pair it together as a secondary stack in the West as pace up score fantasy points. So maybe I'm a little bearish on the Kings, more so now than I was before, but I really like the notion of hey, give me Fox and Clay on the same team, especially in a contest like this where we're pushing 2 teams through from the pod instead of pushing 1 in the big dog contest. So it's just kind of a thought process like that that's working for me. I guess I'm thinking a little gal brain on the bracket of Nez and I were speaking before this about how if Memphis ends up playing the Lakers, win the play-in game, Memphis plays them, well, inevitably they'll meet with that same game, Warriors and Kings. You'll meet the winner of that. So it's kind of ooh, maybe we can't start Steph Laker or something of that magnitude, which was a start that we'd been talking in the past that we really liked, because you were kind of flipping the board a little bit and you were kind of accidentally on purpose fading the first 6 in ADP as well. And now I think something like that is less viable. But I don't know, the matchup pace stuff is kind of how it's playing in my mind most.
I love that take with the Warriors matchup, especially in regards to the contest in particular. Yeah, I think that's spot on.
It's gonna be so awesome. It's gonna be such a good series.
I mean, they low key, they kind of match up perfectly from a fantasy perspective, because it's their strengths kind of play against the other team's weaknesses on defense to a certain degree. Of course, it's not a unilateral statement. But it's not a situation where it's you go up against the Cavs, you got to have a big man that can go against Jared Allen. Of course, you got Draymond can sit on the defensive end. That kind of puts a clamp down on Sabonis perhaps, but who's clamping down Fox? Cool. No, you know what I'm saying? It's really the skeleton key is Malik Monk, in my opinion, or Herter. One of those two, if they catch fire and they just ball out from 3, and that's kind of the component. You basically need one of those guys to kind of better the output of Poole, in my opinion, for the Kings to have a fighting chance to win the series. I don't know. And then how much we buy into the whole Road Warriors thing? Does that come alive still in the playoffs? Do they just say, fuck it, we're here to ball? And they say it's home court mentality everywhere. So I think that's fascinating, but I absolutely love the take that that's a matchup to target from a points perspective, especially in the early rounds.
Yeah. Jack, I was just going to say, which of the matchups on the flip side do you think have sweep risk? If you're drafting multiple players from this team and you might only get 4 games.
I think that Milwaukee will likely sweep whoever they play. Toronto could win a game, or they're probably the worst matchup for Milwaukee. Philly, I expect that series. Well, that's one of my favorite bets is Philly minus 2.5. So to go 4 or 5 games. The Nuggets are probably pretty dangerous to sweep the 8 seed, depending on who it is. 2-7, 3-6. I actually think the Clippers are going to put up a fairly good fight against the Suns, but I could see people thinking that that's going to be. Don't shake your head, Craig.
I want nothing to do with the Clippers.
I'll put action on that. What do you want on that?
Is there any
Will
way?
you give me plus 2.5?
Plus 2.5 games in the series?
Yeah.
So that I would consider,
because right now the only line is Suns minus 1.5, but it's like minus 180 or something.
Yeah.
And I've been looking for plus 2.5 because so my thought process is the Clippers. So Tyronn Lue is a pretty good coach, which I think coaching plays into it. I think people are kind of forgetting like how good Kawhi Leonard can be in a playoff series. Like he could probably win you a game solo, and you stick Kawhi on Kevin Durant. You're never stopping Kevin Durant, but can you make things more difficult for him? And then I really don't. You guys know Chris Paul is my favorite player, but I think in the playoffs he's going to be like a problem on the defensive end, and maybe it is
on
too
Westbrook.
much.
Westbrook's a problem on the defensive end.
But Westbrook, like in theory, Westbrook's strengths, he should like blow by CP3 every time. So
vice versa, even with CP3's like walking to molasses out here. Like
I don't know.
Westbrook is a liability in the defensive end. That's a matchup you target all season long. That's like literally the thing. It's like who's playing the Clippers? Who's a starting point guard? Draft or play that guy in DFS. It was just like a flow chart.
Was that the case once Westbrook got there, or that was previous?
No, once Westbrook got there, Westbrook in particular was the reason that you targeted that matchup.
I think that's my worry is like I don't know how much Chris is going to be able to take advantage of. And then even if you put Terrence Mann on Chris Paul, I just think there's ways to neutralize him. Now the biggest question is Devin Booker. Like how are they stopping Devin Booker? I just don't think Ayton's like this superstar center. He can be neutralized. And then after that, their depth is nowhere near where it was, years ago when they went to the finals.
Yeah.
So I think
you're forgetting they have KD. That argument makes sense that they don't have KD. They have fucking KD.
But who's better? Like, is Kevin Durant? How much better is Kevin Durant than healthy Kawhi Leonard? Because the last time they were on the floor, like fully healthy,
He's better. But I'm not saying significantly better. Kawhi's amazing when fully healthy. Like Kawhi and Kawhi's like ceiling is not like incredibly far behind KD's, but there's a gap there in my opinion. Like KD is one of the best players, maybe the best active player in the league when he is healthy and on. Like I just, LeBron is my goat. LeBron's the best player in the league, but LeBron is old now.
Kawhi actually was the best player in the world when he was healthy. It's been a while.
I hear you. I hear you.
I think it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
So no, I would take Kevin Durant, and I think most people would. But all I'm saying is,
let's find some action here. I like this. I'm willing to bet like Spurs like 3-1 or 4-2.
I don't.
In there, you want a fifth game? No.
I don't think the Suns are going to sweep the.
I wouldn't bet a sweep, but I would bet 4-1.
So, turning this back to the drafts, Nez, of all the teams that Jack just listed off, that kind of makes my ears perk up. I do feel like the Nuggets are one of the teams that will get overstacked because you have all those wings available late that people tack on when they're trying to round it out. And if you are doing a 4 or 5 team stack with the Nuggets, like those teams are going to get wiped out if they sweep, right? If you have 5 Nuggets and they go 4-0, like aren't you getting wiped out?
And you would think, you would definitely, you would think, right? But like but the thing is like with Jokic in like 4 games of Jokic as a big, unless like you kind of have to look at like the other positions or the other players at these positions, right? So as a big, if Jokic gets the Timberwolves, and like I think as long as they don't face the Lakers, I think the Nuggets sweep. So it is a really good like thought process. Like, what do you like can you overstack? I don't know, because I still think that on the East, depending on who you stack there, like I think Cavs Knicks is going to be even without like they're not gonna have Randall for the whole series, right? Jack, aren't you like a Knicks the resident Knicks fan here?
He didn't play. He didn't have contact today, but it actually does sound. I don't think he's gonna play game 1, but apparently he is. So
yeah, five players only playing 4 games definitely sets you thin. But I think if you in this the Waltz where it's 2 out of 6, I don't think you're necessarily dead just because like they are. It's pretty condensed. Like if you have Jokic and Jamal, 4 games of those two against like the Pelicans, Thunder, or Timberwolves, they're going to be premium picks in a daily format. Like every time they play, I mean, like those defenses are nothing for those teams. So I guess the answer to that question, Pete, is like I wouldn't be too scared just because I think they can just put up monster scores in 4 games.
I think I kind of agree to an extent, not as strong a take as you, but I think if what you're kind of saying is that like Joker could put up that 70 or that 80 spot in these cake matchups that drag those wings along for you. So like the disparity in the points isn't that great, but the total points scored is close enough. Right. So it's like, I don't really care if I'm getting 30 from a wing slot, if I'm getting 80 from that big slot in 4 games. I think you can kind of make up the raw points. I don't think it's as clean as that, though. I think that's like rose-colored glasses take, right?
Probably. I mean, I don't really get to 5 Nuggets. I mean, I barely get to 1. So I think I would probably draw the line at 4 with the Nuggets personally.
Are we supposed to be joining the Waltz?
Yeah, I think John or Nez, do you guys want to do one and then I'll do one?
Are you in, Pete?
I'm about to.
Oh, it already started.
Oh, it just ran without us?
Well, I got to warm up Waltz.
Wait, no. I think, shouldn't we be in the same? Oh, no, you're right. I'm in waiting.
Uh-oh. It's all good.
I'm lying.
No. Let Nez share your screen. Let's at least get you some content equity out of this.
Quick question.
Sure.
Can you like if you don't get, let's say I think finals is going to be Nuggets Bucks. If I don't get Jokic or Giannis, like is there any reason to play it like that finals matchup or no?
If you don't get Jokic or Giannis, can you build Nuggets and Bucks? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. I would never personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the reverse argument would be like the
here
one
we go.
person you're facing in the finals has only Giannis or Joker, and you have 4 or 5 guys to fill out a roster.
Or
this volume over like
they
the
get there and Giannis rolls his ankle and you have Middleton and Drew, maybe. I don't know.
It's thin. It's uncomfortable and thin, but it's like it's an interesting leverage conversation.
So Jack's in here. If we still want to do the
I didn't know
we're
Jack
good.
was
We're
in.
lit. All right, Jack, let's buy in on yours.
He's being so coy about this.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we doing?
I just wanted a little
Club
bad
versus
bros
is the
versus
name
the
of the
club
damn
draft.
episode.
Oh yeah, I'm well. That's why I was asking if if we were supposed to join, and then Silas got me all anxious saying there was one left, and I was like, "Oh, are you guys in it?" And then I just joined, and you know.
Well, now we're gonna really find out if I'm your master or not if you do what I say with these selections.
All right, who do you like? Who do you like?
Well,
Stable Boy's puppet boy. Let's go, KD.
We are normally. I'm good with Embiid or Durant. Do you have a favorite?
Me too. Either one.
Yeah, I go KD. I'm actually my bet is gonna be Nuggets Bucks or Bucks beating the Nuggets in the finals,
nice.
But
as we get a wing here.
This is what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Jaylen Brown is probably obviously like not the wing that we want, but what do you think? I do think Jaylen Brown is the pick here.
Yeah,
for
me
us.
too. I think it's Jalen, Steph, or Jalen. Scroll the F down to who we like as the other wing.
The thing is like the partners are like probably not coming back.
That's true.
So
then
I think Steph.
Then I really like going with the Warriors.
You can say which
West.
Laker you wanted to scroll that.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
It doesn't
we're not
matter
gonna
at
get-
this point.
They're tethered for now, but they're never coming back if we take one. Which LeBron would be my first, just for the wing equity. Yeah, I think Steph here, John.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I the only one without a red badge?
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
you got to
this
step your
is
game up.
Wow, Jack, even
fraudulent-
I got a
Fraudulent
red badge now.
influencing by Jack.
Head of winning my
Wow.
ass.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so Jack, so normally I like the chalk KD start is obviously Booker, like everyone pairs that, or do we want to build out something on the east side? Although it feels a little thin going down to Drew, so I'm just probably pro Booker unless you guys have any.
I want to chalk it up. Gotta chalk it up.
I feel like that's an obvious pick.
Yeah. Also, I'm just going to show this real quickly for people because John and Nez alluded to it. It is a slightly different structure than the dance here. So 250 to enter, 10K to top, but 2 of 6 advance in both round 2 and round 3, and 2 of 6 to round 4 with an 8-team final. So you can definitely take a slightly different strategic line, I think, than you would.
Is there going to be overlay?
Maybe.
Only 256? No. I don't think so.
No, it's
like the people that play hoops
Saturday.
Are high rollers generally. So,
especially once we get some any kind of sense of the play-in games, once one team is I think it's gonna go flying Thursday night.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot a lot of liquidity in hoops on Underdog.
Yeah.
And the dance drafts are just ripping now. Like before you'd have to sit and wait, and now they almost snap fill.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Is there a daily contest for tonight? I haven't even been on
there's 2
play-in Palooza.
Okay.
So there's a contest just for tonight's game, and that's a four-team contest. And then there's a contest for tonight and tomorrow. So that's a 2-day sweat.
Got it.
Miles asking, sometimes we toss around words here. What does overlay means? It means the contest doesn't fill, but the contest prize pool is guaranteed. And so those prizes are going to get paid out no matter what. Obviously, Underdog wants these to fill, but if they don't, they're going to pay it out anyway. So basically, there's a rake to the contest, how much Underdog takes to administer.
We're on the clock. What do we want, Aiden or Lopez?
So I would prefer
Lopez
to build
here.
Out Lopez here. Yeah.
Me too.
In this room, Jack, Aiden might come back to us. Like in a casual room, it doesn't happen, but sometimes everyone stays in their lane in these.
Do you like Bucks in the finals, Jack? We like Bucks in the finals. Yeah, there you go.
Angling.
I forget you're not showing your screen, so I don't see us in the queue, and then then all of a sudden we take the pick. So it's throwing me off. We never look at Nez's screen.
Yeah.
The other thing is, Jack, too, we do have, I know you're not as high on CP3, but we have, if we're trying to get a third Sun and then playing a couple Suns East finals, we can grab him even if we miss out on Aiden.
Nez, what do you think about the Sabonis, and we just rack up points in the first round there? Less important in this contest comparative to the dance.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it, man, and I would do it just to get a big, because the bigs that were like Draymond, Horford, or Time Lord are not going to give us the points we need from big. Sabonis can just bully the shit out of this room.
Yep.
All right, so Clay we're not going to get Clay back unless we do it. I don't think.
Yeah, because someone will double tap Warriors on the other side if we don't take at least one now.
And the Celtics that are left, this is probably smushing us, but I think I'm just going to take Clay here. But these guys go pretty late, like Brogdon, Derek White, and they offer value. So hopefully we can get a couple to pair. But I like this start from us here. Get some wing points there.
Yeah, I like that. You dropped 2 names there. If Brogdon wins 6 Man of the Year instead of IQ, I'm not about
Never
that.
happening. Never happening.
But I'm looking at the votes that have been cast already.
Yeah, there's a good
Brogdon's
chance.
Leading right now. And then the other one was, you guys said Brook Lopez. I think Brook Lopez should probably be Defensive Player of the Year, no?
I think he's overwhelming favorite.
It looks like Mobley's going to win it.
Ooh.
He still hasn't got a vote yet.
Silas takes CP3 there. Interesting.
What do we think?
Can we see the Q, Nez? Can you pull that up?
There's no Bucks here, and there's no other viable Suns to take later. So I'd prefer to just take Ayton, and then we can build out multiple finals matchups with 2 East late if we want.
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
Let's run it.
Yeah.
It's done.
Because all
my
the other
thought
top
was
guys,
Mitchell there just for points equity, but I'm cool with Ayton.
My
Try to
thought
build out, like,
with the
some stars in the
Cavs,
East.
yeah. My thought with the Cavs at first was like, oh man, they're so top heavy. And then I looked at every other team and I'm like, holy shit, like everybody's top heavy.
Arguably, the
Like,
Cavs are like
it's-
one of the deeper teams in terms of like guys who can like theoretically get you 30 plus on a night. Yeah, Jack, for sure.
Oh,
Come
on a night. On a
Yeah.
night.
Mobley.
I thought you were talking like
Allen.
their
Allen's
bench.
gonna have a good
Still
game.
my favorite East
Garland.
stack.
There's 4
If
guys.
Jared
who are
Allen
just, like,
scores 30 points in a game, I'll send you
points,
my
fantasy
left.
points. Fantasy points.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to send me anything left. I don't know where that was going. But I'll stop you right there. You save that,
Do
my
tell
guy.
Jack.
His
which one of
his
your lefts are you
leftover
sending?
chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
All right, so what do we do here? What do we do here, boys? We got a lot of East.
I don't mind building out a backdoor Boston one because you could go
you don't?
Yeah, let's cuck them. Let's do it.
unless we don't want to.
That sounds good.
What? I'd pick it someone in the East here that you like, Jack.
Same.
All right, I'm going Mobley.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That's cool.
That would have been a nice consolation prize for John and I.
Yeah,
all
it
right,
would've.
John. We've got
Mhm.
Steph,
you know who we're taking if
Clay,
it comes back.
a one-off Sabonis. I mean, it might be a little panicky, but I think Draymond should probably be one of the picks at the turn here. Do you disagree? I mean, we're betting on the Warriors getting there, are we not?
Yeah, the other thing is double Miami. Is the other thing I was thinking, but yeah, I kind of like where your head's at. I think Draymond is one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like if we're betting on the Warriors getting there, like now we kind of have free reign because if Boston gets there, that's 4 teams in the final, and like we talked about, it's only an 8-person final. You can probably finish first with 4 people in the finals.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I like Jimmy here. I think Miami gets in.
Yeah, I think. Well, we talked a little bit how playoff Jimmy just hits.
Playoff Jimmy,
right? Like playoff Jimmy is.
The Hawks are a really good matchup for the Heat. I think that's like you said. Like they're just like Hawks just feel soft, and the Heat playoff Heat are just different.
What do you guys think about Garland here to set up?
Yep.
Suns Cavs final, and then we can still get a Boston guy.
Yeah, we're gonna win this series, so I'm pivoting off Evan Mobley.
Oh my god!
All right, I redact my equity stake in this team.
What?
I love it.
That was a hell of a combo.
Oh my god! This is why you can't ever let Jack take the wheel.
Hope that we were synced, man. I was with you there. We got to go run our own.
Knicks are gonna win the
draft
series.
here.
What does that do for us? And it's really smart.
We've already made a bet on the Cavs to win.
You took Mobley.
Really.
You took Mobley. We said Bob Williams. We said Time Lord.
Hey Clay, you said in the private chat you want equity in this draft. Do you still want that equity,
do you take
dude?
that back?
I just redacted that actually 5 seconds ago. So.
Okay, it's gone. It's gone.
So
that was what I thought overs that was running the
bad.
No, we said Garland.
How many bigs is too big?
We said Garland. It doesn't matter because there's 2 flex spots, right? So theoretically,
Yeah, you start one of every
can get
position
4
and 2
bigs.
flex.
Wasn't this Newbie's like great point on y'all's like big playoff best ball stream where he called out like how you don't need to think about like let's go on the clock, but
Well, especially because we
Pull
got
the queue again.
KD anchoring.
Randall got sniped.
Oh, my bad.
It's
You
all
go,
right.
bro.
Thank you.
Who should we take?
I mean, if we're just sprinkling like upside in the East, then I would say Maxi or Bridges,
Yeah.
just because they can go get 40 fantasy
Just
points,
do-
Jack, not
Just
real
do
life
Maxi
points.
first because just play the ADP game with them.
Okay.
Let's get upside,
Too late.
or get Jared
Oh,
Allen, another
no.
big.
What did
We got
Jack
Bridges.
do?
I liked Bridges.
I like Bridges,
Bridges
too.
fine
That's
as a one-off.
Yeah,
I like Mikal Bridges a
He's an
lot.
ideal one-off. You know what's really
Jack,
funny?
he is.
One of my college roommates coached Mikal Bridges in like youth basketball in Philly. Even though we're only
What?
like a few years older than him. Yeah, it's hilarious. And so he went to Villanova, obviously, who beat UNC in the championship. It was a big point of contention in our household. But funny
So top of
random aside.
So John, top of the queue here, like
I think
everybody
I
that
like-
kind of fits our team right now.
yeah. I'm good with one of each of them from either
Okay.
How many
side.
rounds is it?
I think
Ten.
Poole makes
Poole being
Poole
one
makes
of them.
Poole makes the least amount of sense in my opinion. I think you want Wiggins.
Okay.
Or you
All right,
want
well-
Poole plus you either want Poole plus one of those guards, or you want Wiggins. You didn't want to. I guess it didn't matter if you took Poole first. It didn't matter. You just don't want both Boston guards.
So who's the pick here? Is it someone here or is it someone over here? Is it Wiggins?
I think it's Poole. I think in a vacuum it's probably Wiggins. I think it's Poole in our build when we already have 3 wings.
Okay. That's what I was kind of hoping you would say. I wanted to put Poole up there because against the Kings, Poole can have a night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going to throw out suggestions because Jack's just going to ignore it.
No,
so Jack,
who do we
why don't
like?
you just share it?
No, it's cool, man. It's your
Who do we
draft, Jack.
like?
It's good. I'm good.
All
Whatever you
right.
want, buddy.
And I'm taking
A one-off.
Like, that's a pick I do not understand.
That's a
a
spike.
one-off
Walk me through
deconditioned
that.
Andrew
Yeah,
Wiggins.
walk me through that one. What's the
Interesting.
logic there?
Oh, Wiggins massively underrated.
That's the logic.
He hasn't ran up and down a court in like 3 months.
4 months.
Yeah, who cares?
I do.
No, but from an ADP perspective, would you rather have Wiggins or would you rather have
I'd rather have D'Angelo Russell.
Trey Young?
Here's the thing, Jack. I know we don't. I think Nez just made a good point about not necessarily having to prioritize a finals matchup in this structure. But I mean, if I'm going to draft with Jack and you're going to go rogue with a Nick, you might as well get us another Nick and we play for this Suns Knicks finals.
They already took Randall off the board.
You might
So.
Well, the best
IQ.
Nick is still available in IQ.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Is it Randall on the shelf?
No, he'll be back.
He-
All right,
yes, he is. As
teasing
of
game
12
one.
as of 12 days ago. Sorry, hold on. Let me scroll. As of 12 days ago, he was out 2 weeks. So you do the math.
So should we not take any Milwaukee?
I'm getting
Thursday sounds
gaslit
great.
by Jack.
Should we not take anyone on Milwaukee?
I don't know, man. I don't know anything anymore. Let's just take, KCP. Why not? Like, that's got great upside, right? One off.
Is
little
Grayson
Paul
Allen already
George.
gone? Are we at that point in the
Yeah,
draft?
he got
Absolutely not.
taken.
All right, yeah.
We
Then
ain't taking.
is there
Trinity
anyone
trips with
draftable on the Bucks after Allen?
Pat Connaughton,
Javon Carter.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right, forget it.
playoff king, Patty Connaughton.
I say we get
Ooh.
another one-off and then a Nick.
Yeah, we might as well hit Anthony Edwards because,
No,
like,
we're
what
not
if they beat
the Knicks are
LeBron?
not going to the finals.
Why did you take Brunson?
Yeah, why did you take Brunson?
You
You're
could've
just
taken
contradicting
Garland.
yourself left and right.
No, we were if I had Randall, but now we're not.
What? Didn't Randall go before
Hold on.
Brunson?
AC Genesis loves the Cavaliers.
I can't
guess.
wait to see who we pick. I just
Auto draft. Auto draft.
God, we're on
Hey.
250.
We're good for 60 points in at least
Gee.
one game.
Holy shit.
Nez, you
I
like
think you might-
my East plan? Yeah.
I think you might
Or-
be right. Like, so I'm gonna just throw him out there.
I don't think it's necessary in 2 teams get through over and over again and 8-person final.
Okay.
I think we've already made our finals bet.
All right. So you want to just like bully the hell out of this room
I'll-
and say that?
Yeah, I wanna say we get like 6 games out of like 42 minutes of like Siakam and Fred VanVleet, or we could
So,
do another
this
one off
team-
like Cat. We could do Cat too.
Yeah, because we don't have
Because
any
you can play
Lakers.
and we can play both flex as
Or what about Herder? Is that too crazy?
I think it's too crazy when we only have one from that series right now. Like one
Okay.
from that side of that series. I think if we
Okay.
had Fox, you could do Herder as well.
Yeah,
All right,
you see
Jack.
who's a bad bro and who's not.
What are we doing?
Connaughton or Javon Carter?
What?
I mean, Connaughton over.
No,
Connaughton
just do
over
Trae
Javon,
Young
but
if we're
yeah,
gonna do
just
that.
I mean, yeah, honestly, like
Connaughton.
hey, the piece you need in the finals against our
I would
Suns
almost
staff.
guarantee that this is a lock to at least get to the final.
You would
I don't think
almost
I've seen Pat
guarantee that this
Connaughton
is a
drafted
lock.
in a single dance draft I've done.
Leverage.
This is the Waltz.
Oh my god.
You did take us on a waltz, that's for sure. Not
No,
the
Wait,
next
what
dance.
don't you like about the
relaxing,
team?
a relaxing form of dance. This was anything other than that.
What don't we like about the team?
Where do you start?
So I don't like the back-to-back one-off wings picks in the East. I don't like that we deviated from being able to field a full Finals team, I think we should have taken Garland.
Oh, we can
instead
fill a
of
finals
Brunson.
team. We can fill a finals team.
Oh no, I forgot about this
Actually-
Connaughton pick. God damn it.
Look at that Bonesaw comment. That's so
That's an
funny.
interesting combo though there, Pete. What do you think about like the difference in the two contests? Like, do you think you need to fill 5 in the finals to win this contest?
You're making me rethink that. I think you're right. I don't think it's necessary.
I think in this contest you might more so than the dance because of the 2 of 6 advancing each round.
That's a good
So,
point
yeah.
too. Yeah.
I
I
would
don't
say
know.
yes in this one. I think in the dance probably not. I don't know if the dance, the winner of the dance probably will have a full roster because of just the volume in that contest.
Yeah.
But I think you're more fine.
Underdog's not fucking throwing this out, people. Everyone relax.
That's how bad it was.
All right. First of all, you have the Phoenix Suns, 3 top fantasy point scorers, right? And Clay's over here talking about
that is
they're
a
going to
false
the NBA
statement.
Finals.
Aiden does not score more than Paul.
Does he not?
Rarely.
No,
It's
Jack,
close.
I need you to sell me on this team. Tell me a story.
All right, everyone listen up. First of all, we have our Western Conference team. We decided that's the Suns. So that's Kevin Durant. Well, I need to see my team.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I was trying to say
You did it. You can pull it up.
Yeah, it's on
all
you.
right. So you've got your finals team, Booker. Maybe Mikal Bridges goes and finishes out over in Phoenix. Kevin Durant and Aiden. So that's guard, wing, big. So you're
Boom.
chilling there.
Yes.
Then Milwaukee, you've got Brooke Lopez, who he's probably 4th on the team in fantasy points. Chris Middleton's knee, you never know. And then Pat Connaughton, he shows up from time to time.
Playoff
But
hat, baby.
But I was told that you might not need a full team in the final here by some very smart people who have played on Underdog enough to have red badges. Secondly, how do we get to the final? Evan Mobley and Jalen Brunson. You've
Boom.
got a series that is projected to go the longest out of every first round matchup, most likely. So you're eating points in the first round, which is helping your Suns team continue on to the second round because Clay over there believes that that's going to be a 5-game series. 7 games to Jalen Brunson, greater than symbol any other player on the Suns fantasy points. Then you've got Mikal Bridges, who's going to average 34 a game. The problem is that series might only go 4 games. Andrew Wiggins, the lowest ADP on the board, misplaced value. I ran the sim.
Yeah, you took him in the 8th round. Could have got him in the 10th.
8th round, Bruce Brown. You're telling me, okay? So if
I would rather
think
have
about
Bruce
it.
Brown than Andrew Wiggins right now. Straight up.
Why would you rather have Bruce Brown than Andrew Wiggins?
Because he's fucking played a game of basketball since the year 2023, the year of
You
our
know
Lord.
who's
That's
not
why.
going to play a game of basketball is because the Phoenix Suns are playing the Nuggets. Therefore, the Nuggets are out in round 2, and Andrew Wiggins is playing in the conference finals,
They just
drafted
had
in the
Nuggets going to
same
the
round.
finals. How do you have Nuggets out in round 2 and Nuggets going to the finals?
Huh?
How do you have Nuggets out in round 2 and going to the finals?
In this draft, I got
Uh,
back cornered into taking the Suns, and then Anthony Edwards. Who do they play? They play the Nuggets.
Tonight?
Oh, they knocked the Nuggets out in round 1, and now,
Ooh.
and
Oh,
then
we
the
went from
Suns
Nuggets
can
finals to
even
round
out.
2 to round 1. This is a
Well,
story.
this is just this draft. I would have taken Jokic or fucking Giannis, but I'm not an influencer, as we've discussed, and did not get the first or second pick in this draft. I got stuck with the 4th. Silas took my guy. Then Emmanuel quickly gets taken and Julius Randle. And I just made it work. So I would double down on this team making it to at least top 2 in the whole thing.
All right. I guess I will.
right.
When you paint it like that, I'll take my share of it. Silas wants to roast his. Nez, give me go through his and roast it.
All right, let's go. So Silas, he's got a 76ers final with Embiid and Harden. That's a good start if that's what you're going for. And then he goes wild card with Kawhi, Chris Paul, Michael Porter, with Tobias Harris and Maxey. So he's got his full Sixers there. Rounding it out with that's the 4th. Oh no, he's got
Is it
Kawhi
5-1-1-1-1?
I think it's 5-2, 5-3.
3 Clippers, 2
Oh, three
Denver.
Clippers.
Well, 2.5
Yeah.
Clippers. But
I
Yeah,
don't know.
2.5.
I don't have a whole lot of negative things to say about this. If they can shock the Suns, I think Silas is in a good spot.
You just
I'm
need
not
the
gonna lie.
Sixers not to sweep, right? Like if they sweep round 1, that's going to be in trouble.
That is definitely bad news.
Talk to me about Philly making it to the finals.
So Philly makes it to the finals. Who are they playing then? They've got to go through the Cavs. That's a juggernaut. That's an absolute juggernaut. Or I'm sorry, hold on.
No,
I've got Nick's brain. Yeah. To go, do you think they can beat the Celtics? I think they can beat the Celtics.
No, and even if they can beat the Celtics, they're not beating. I don't want to curse anymore. They're not going to beat the. They're not going to beat Milwaukee.
Well, yeah, Milwaukee's a tough test. Obviously, I'm not going to doubt you there. But if there's any team like you, here's how I kind of see it in the East. Right, you have to have an X factor, and Embiid is a bigger X factor than like Jason Tatum has been for the Celtics. Like Tatum hasn't really showed up every single night like you would expect an MVP candidate to do. He really hasn't. Embiid should scare teams. Joel Embiid should scare teams. James Harden should scare teams. Those two paired together, man. Don't get me wrong. Like Bucks are like my favorite to take the East, but Sixers can get there. They can absolutely get there.
Go off, King.
All right. We just filled another Waltz. Did one of you Brad Bros get in?
No.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
I was messaging you.
Oh,
God
no.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Oh, son of a. Sorry, I'm. You got me running point here, Pete. I'm not used to.
I'm
Damn.
sorry.
We got the other
I thought you
settlement
guys were
in here.
StreamYard veterans.
We got the other settlement in here.
Oh, Casey in
Let's
the
go.
streets. Here we go.
Oh, Pete, I would like to say before this draft starts, there's 38 seconds left on this one. I would like to buy equity in this draft since you're running the controls here.
Oh, so you didn't want it in the other draft?
I mean, I'll
Jack,
do it just for the vibes.
How about this? Jack, how about you and I split equity in these drafts, and then Clay can buy whatever piece he wants.
I'm in for both.
I mean, I'll see what you end up drafting.
No,
I have
Jack,
the winner. So.
No, I am doing you the favor right now. I might not know how to pronounce SGA's name, but I do know how to draft these.
He's giving you EV back on that last draft.
I think it's really interesting conversation with Silas's draft right there is like, I really like that team in the dance. I'm not sure I like it in the Waltz as much. You know what I mean? Like it looks like a very sound structural team of someone who's done a lot of these already, but I'm not sure that's what you kind of need in this 2-2-2 and then 8-8 final.
I like the structure of his team. I just personally like when you break it down as far as who he picked, I just have no faith in the Clippers at all. Like I just don't.
Yeah, I think I got to walk that one back because I was really high on Clippers and Cavs like early in those draft seasons.
Well, before Paul George died,
and then as soon as PG got hurt.
Thumbs
up.
No.
I'm out. No
up.
Philly.
I'm in.
No
I'm
Philly.
In. I'm
no
in.
Philly.
Let's fucking go.
Jack, it was Durant or Embiid the first time. You took Durant, which is fine. And now Durant goes and we're taking Embiid.
Take Curry.
I'm not taking Jaylen Brown over.
Take Curry.
Well, we can if you stop telling your brother to take him. Oh, he's going for the double tap.
Oh, he's doing it.
I'll do it.
I love it.
I'll do it. Curry.
Show some stones. Let's go.
I'm with Curry. He's the biggest LeBron Gawk 3000 of all time.
Wow, we can't say left nut, but we can say Gluck 3000. We lit.
little pepper grinder for LeBron.
All right, I can't wait for the next YouTube video. How the intern won $10,000 on Underdog Fantasy, glucking the Lakers.
That's gonna be glucking LeBron.
That's gonna have an elite thumbnail.
I will have an elite thumbnail.
It'll be censored with like
photo from your Monday Night Football escapades of all the hot dog tastings. I'll play.
It's true. Damn.
I like this start though. Embiid Curry is not something I have in my portfolio at present.
It's funny that we've talked about basketball for like an hour almost, and we haven't talked about the number 2 seed in the West like at all. We haven't talked about the Grizz at all so far, and everybody's kind of like, you know, LeBron AD. Like, should we be buying the dip on some of these back end Memphis guys like a JJJ start there from the 2-3? I mean, Should we just be
Yeah, that's a
biting
pretty
some of
fun
that
start.
chalk? I don't know.
All right, this feels like a choose your own adventure pick here.
Yeah, it certainly does.
We could do Murray.
Can you scroll down?
That,
Can you scroll
that's an
down a
easy
second?
2-man stack.
Yeah.
I don't think Casey is gonna snipe us on.
The thing is,
I
you're
mean,
so thin at wing if you get froze out too.
Let's do Middleton and kind of build against the Warriors and try to stack Warriors. So I would go Clay next pick if this was me, Pete.
Yeah, it's so hard to know. Like in the dance drafts, I always push it, and just try to see if I can build it a little bit more. But in these, I don't.
Clay's
I don't know
catching a
if
lot of
it's
steam
worth it.
too because people like his matchup in the first round.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I will say that. So I don't feel confident he makes it back to us, but we can get spicy if we want to.
Well, yeah, his ADP is 25. We pick at 29, so it's doubtful he's coming back.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I would vote Clay here just to keep the Warriors equity going because it's harder to build like another Philly person right now. Like we're gonna go to Tobias or to Maxey.
I don't see a huge opportunity cost. Like if if it wasn't the Warriors and I guess you could do the Sabonis play it through 7 kind of thing, but
yeah, I mean if it's a tough call because that's like some really nice ADP value on Sabonis from where he was going before the Warriors matchup, in my opinion. But I feel better about having Clay there.
I honestly think you should play this as one-off big, like not maybe not just a 1 big or like a 2 big team, and then just play it as one-off Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not a lot of people do that with Embiid. Everybody that gets Embiid, like if they're either reaching on Harden or then taking Melton, Maxey, Harris, really not a bad idea to like try to build out something else instead.
The only thing is,
what the hell does Harris and Maxey do?
Would we pass on? I still think we wouldn't pass on a good Draymond pick.
That's true.
Certainly
absolutely
not.
not.
No, if you're trying to build out Warriors,
the Warriors are like that. That's cornerstone.
I would take a Maxey at ADP or at value because I'm both a fan of his and also think like he offers some nice spike if things play his way.
I'm gonna wait to speak.
I would say if we are, we're playing a Sixers final, at least so we're gonna need at least one other Sixers.
I think
unless we kept going one off Cleveland or one off East, but I don't know there's enough studs right now. So I do think the best pick of the board here is Maxey, in my opinion, for us relative to our roster, but I don't see another stud. Unless you had Jimmy just for stud equity at wing. You want to go Jimmy and just make it spicy at East? Like that's another way I would go, Peter. I would go Tyrese. I
don't think anyone's taking Maxey. I think you take buckets here, and then you can take Bam on the way back, or you can get Maxey if you want him still. Because I don't think anyone's going to take a one-off.
Yeah, that's a great move. I like that a lot.
Like, I think Maxey can get outscored by a lot of guards.
He very easily could.
Not to say that he isn't great equity later on if we get that Sixers final, but I think he's not offering a lot round 1 or 2.
Where is Draymond still available, or do we want to? Yeah, let's do Draymond. Just lock that in because we are playing for a Warriors final here, so we need like the 3 key Warriors in my opinion over Maxey.
And if we do go again, if we're not prioritizing the full, I mean, we can still tack on a Wiggins or a Poole or whatever, and then just be live for a ton of different West stuff.
Of course.
Wow, that line of scrimmage team just added the Bane dip there too.
Yeah, so this is a nice
end
team.
up with that 3 Memphis stack with the ADP full.
So is the one hole. I mean, Giannis Booker combo is really nice. I've seen that a bunch. Like Giannis Booker, and they still got Fox, and they build out a Buck stack. Like that's a really strong team. See what they do here the turn, but if they don't fuck this up, I really like the one hole too.
Yeah, thankfully with Jimmy, like if we get Jimmy through, and I do think he gets through. I mean, we just put a lot of equity on him. That's some nice first round points, but there's a lot of strong first round teams in here, I think. So that's definitely something like and Mikal Bridges like shit.
I mean, that's a hard team to get out to beat in the first round for sure. That's a good squad.
And like if you get like let's say like just as it is right now, right? If we don't add any more Sixers and maybe we can tack on another Warriors. If we get like Warriors Sixers in the finals and it's an 8-team finals and we have Steph and we have Embiid and we have Clay, you got to feel good about a top 3 finish if you get there, right? So I guess just to say, I think we kind of have to survive right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So I think we're in, like you said, we're trying to find the best possible one-offs here. I'm not opposed to a Wiggins and a Bam, because they might actually be some of the best just picks in a vacuum as well. But if we might need to get creative with some of these other play-in game guys, maybe a Brandon Ingram.
I think we locked out Bam because I think he has both the upside from a stud perspective, plus he fits like a Jimmy pairing, which I don't hate. We're trying to build out stuff in the East against our Warriors stack in the West.
Heat are likely to play the Celtics, right? So that's a nice way to also topple if we're trying to leverage.
And they've low-key had the Celtics number. Like, I mean, the Heat are a great team to go up against the Celtics, honestly. Like, playing into my whole thesis that I don't love the Celtics going super deep. I'm a fan of Bam here, and I would personally vouch for Poole over Wiggins, but I don't hold it as a strong take.
When you only have one guard, it makes sense.
Scary. Yeah, I'm scared about Wiggins a little bit.
So we don't have to do this. I do think like D'Angelo Russell is playing some really, really good basketball.
We still have 2 more picks as well, and he could fall.
Yeah.
Unless the Lakers stacks take him, but he's probably not.
Well, we're gonna pick before Casey picks again.
Yeah, so we could really we could snipe Casey. I think Poole probably makes more sense, but
not Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook.
What do you guys say? D'Angelo or Poole?
Poole.
I like Poole.
Poole for ADP.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's fine. It feeds into like our, and honestly, it's kind of nice in the sense that like if usually if Curry has like a down game, Poole is really stepping up and having a big game. There's kind of that like thing as
You're
well.
right.
So
There is a lot of yin and yang there.
So it's kind of nice. I feel like we're getting points either way. It's not completely working against ourselves there. I don't hate it.
Jack, where's your big wild card energy here? Which rogue pick should I have been pulling on?
Sorry, I'm working on my pick'ems for tonight. I got to be firing off. Who do we have? Philly against who?
We're way more heavy Golden State now. So you're off the hook. Even if we get like a Golden State Bucks final, we're still alive.
Okay. All right, I'm back in.
We also have a nice bet on the Heat and them upsetting the Celtics, which I know you don't. Or no, you were pro Celtics. It was Clay who was anti-Celtics.
I'm anti-Celtics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, crutches. That's a test for Austin Reeves, not Jordan Poole per se. If that's how you take the Austin Reeves draft pick.
If there's any 10s at courtside.
That video edit is still like one of my favorite things to come out of this NBA Twitter season. Of his like him looking over at the young women sitting courtside, and then it's just like him going off for 38 points or something. It's just like every single shot he hits. It's so good.
Who's a better player, Austin Reeves or Pat? What's his fucking 10?
Reeves.
Pat Connaughton. Patty C. Reeves.
Stop with the disrespect.
Playoff Pat, baby.
Oh wow! So,
what else do we have as one-off East right now?
Just Middleton.
It's literally just Trey. No, so I meant available.
Available,
okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna push for.
Pascal,
I know this doesn't fit.
Malcolm?
I like SGA. We need some guard points potentially. We're playing for the Warriors advance. We just need a. But it's
give me Dinwiddie over. Give me Dinwiddie over Trey.
Yeah, I like Dinwiddie's a better call.
I'm cool with that.
Just because it's $250 entry, and just to like get the points. Yeah, you know, like just in case, God forbid.
You're right.
Yeah, I think Dinwiddie was a good pick there. That was the name we were searching for. Us an East guard who's guaranteed to be in because Trey's so sketch.
I love Spence. So, bro, what if I mean, like the vibes are pretty high with the Nets. I know no one is giving them a chance in hell.
The vibes are sky high.
How out
there
of
goes
pocket?
Reeves. Do we just take Wiggins at this point?
Certainly could, or we just go for upside at guard again. Would be my only thing because we have a pretty stacked wing roster for this draft.
So the upside at guard would be what, Trey. Or SGA?
Yeah, Trey. Well,
maybe upside.
Atlanta's in the play-in right as well. So
Wiggins.
I would go SGA over Young. I think we just go Wiggins and play for like a full. I don't know.
All right, so we got the Warriors onslaught, but they're a team that's very likely to go 7 games, right? So like,
I don't think they're sweeping the Kings.
Yeah,
maybe we should have taken Claxton.
Ooh, Daddy Clax.
I don't know at all because I'm looking at this team and I'm like, how thin are we on the East side there? Because it's like we're not going to be able to fill a finals, which is kind of fine in this contest. But
Well, as long as we get one, I mean, we have five or four Warriors, so we're
Five
a
Warriors
finals team.
We have 5 Warriors.
yeah.
We just need one other team.
Oh
to
yeah,
make it,
we're
so
set.
we're fine.
Yeah.
That's my ideal way to draft there. I like.
So we get the Heat and Dinwiddie to help drag us out of round 1, and then we just need one of Milwaukee or the Sixers to make it, and then
I
we
like
got
it, actually.
obviously Golden State rolling. Let's see. I do need to get running here in a sec, but I'm happy to do. You guys want to rip one like community dance draft?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, free for all. Whoever gets in, gets in. Good luck. 2 more spots.
Fuck. I think I got in.
I'm going to be in the overflow for sure.
Oh man, let's go.
Nez got in, and Clay got in.
Sorry,
Look
like we
at
should
that
be
beautiful
bullying
red
the
badge, by
viewers.
the
I
way.
feel
I know,
bad.
right? We got the delay edge.
That was silly.
Hey, we got to battle out this stream EV, you know?
Yeah.
You know what's hilarious?
I will crowdsource my picks. Chip, tell me who to take.
Yes.
I was
There
in
you
the overflow and it said 1 more. And then as soon as this popped up on my screen, it went down to 3 more. Everybody jumped out.
An ad popped up? Oh, man. Worth it.
Rip.
Thank you for feeding April for a day.
I will say, of all the people I don't necessarily feel sorry for, it's Chipsy, who's seriously batting like 800 for getting in my drafts these days. So he's, you know, you could sit a couple out.
Yeah, my fault though. Chip, you can draft with me or whoever. I'll crowdsource my picks if you can get them in time.
Stuff in my pocket. Jack, I need to re-engage you. You're gonna draft
What's
this
up?
team with me. I need big Jack energy on this dance
All right.
team.
Can we move our faces though? It's distracting me. I need
You want to
like
go back to the side?
Oh, yeah.
There you
Yeah,
Old
that's
school.
good. That's good. All right.
Do we like Jokic is normally the pick here, but does Jack have a rogue selection?
No, I like Jokic. Let's get Jokic.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, I need a team to stack, but I'm gonna take my first pick here. John, do you want to?
Katie.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of Suns because I'm so used to just like waiting on Lakers. I think I'm at like 75% Lakers stacks out of my 60 teams. So I've always clowned all my Lakers stand friends, and now here I am like rooting so hard for LeBron and Austin Reeves.
I think it's just the wing scarcity thing that plays such a role in it all.
Yeah, it is like that's really been an eye opener for me is how thin wing can get in these. Oh, Chip is guiding me on my journey here.
It's a spicy
I
one.
like this. I like having your picks tipped in the chat ahead of time. It helps me.
That's what you need. You need all the help you can get.
Oh,
Wow.
bang.
Oh.
Bang.
Oh, you're gonna have to find a new one here.
Oh no, Chip. Oh, Clay.
I like this this stacked Memphis idea.
You
Falling
think?
chips.
Yeah,
You're
take,
getting
There's no way. There's no way they're talking to
Stack
us.
Dallas.
Like they're definitely
Dallas.
talking to
Yeah.
Pete. Like it was a false flag. I'm gonna bully wing here, and I'm gonna do something crazy with this, and I'm probably not even gonna stack either of these teams. But we're gonna take Jaylen Brown here and make sure nobody can get points at wing.
All right, Jack, what's it going to be? I know you don't like Philly. Otherwise, it's a lot of West stuff here. Do we stack up Jamal with Jokic?
Yeah, get Jamal.
All right. I do think Jamal will probably come back. Well, maybe not. You can grab him. Let's see. And then Jack, who do you like here to build this out?
I don't want to give Ice Cream our pick.
Yeah. Ice cream.
Gucci.
You scream. He all takes our picks.
He's definitely double tapping Bucks.
Oh no, Lil Ja. Lil Ja.
Yeah, Middleton.
So, I like that.
Middleton over Harden.
Yeah.
All right. I said I was signing up for Jack Chaos. Here it is.
Enjoy the ride. All right.
I like this. I've never seen this user. Error. It's pretty epic username.
Yeah, that's good equity. Yeah, he's more like NFL, right, John? I feel like we see Error more like NFL streets.
I think so.
That would be a good Bad Bro stream. You guys rank your top 100 usernames on Underdog.
We've talked about doing a Mount
I've
Rushmore.
done it.
I think we need to do it.
Just in a notes tab, I've done it already. At like in preparation.
On his own.
Yeah, like just like late one night, couple beers, and like bored as hell, lying in bed. Like, I'll just put these down.
Or the bit is you have the Underdog Streamer Olympics, and you come up with the top 100 names to pronounce on Underdog, and then you got a rapid fire pronounce all the names.
Yo, Nez, I thought you were gonna do it to me there. I got nervous. He made it back though.
No.
Appreciate you.
No, I'm doing something special here.
I love it. Cook, baby.
This is gonna be a hell of a start for Clay if he gets Harden.
I know, man. Don't jinx me. Don't mush me here.
G Smith doesn't want to go triple.
3 guards.
Take another guard. Yeah,
they're sweating it.
Oh. He might do it.
I was shocked that Nez, you went the Cleveland route.
You're gonna like what you're gonna really like what I do.
I believe it.
Clay,
you're gonna love it. Matter of fact,
clean start. G Smith.
She's making a sweat.
God damn.
Look at this. Bleed it. He's gonna bleed it. And
I'm about to get fucked.
Wi-Fi disconnect.
Oh, Clay.
Wow.
Let's go,
that's
Clay.
a clean start.
I'm gonna go CP3 though. It's all good. No.
That's very nice.
So I can. The thing is I want to do something else other than take like CP3 is such an obvious pick here, but I want to do something else. I'm gonna follow my heart.
Jack, do we grab another Denver wing with Gordon, or do we wait for later Denver wings, or do we grab another one of these guards or wings in the West?
Let's go Fox.
Okay.
And then we'll take Gordon or Porter.
Do you have a preference on those two?
I prefer Gordon, but I don't hate Porter. I mean, I do hate Porter, but for different reasons.
But in this context?
Yeah.
Why do you hate Porter outside of this context?
Nah, I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
You
I
can't
hate
say you hate Porter. He might beat you up if he sees you.
Yeah, so a lot of clean stacks going here. Ice Cream has his Memphis, Milwaukee going. We take Bane here.
Very gauntlet-y.
Yeah, it's a proper badge draft. Everyone's like staying in their lane. I love it.
Very proper.
All right, Jack, let's do Gordon.
Yeah, this team's a winner for sure.
Thank you, Chipsy. 100 plus people watching and only 30 likes. I'm begging you to smash the like button. The chat doesn't want April to eat. I'm having to keep Chipsy out of my drafts with mid-roll ads because I don't get enough likes around here.
Ad blocker gets turned off whenever Pete is streaming. Oh, Robert Williams goes. I was gonna maybe do a little back stack. So
you do Garland.
This is interesting. This is interesting. So is it would you go Garland or Paul? Like, would you go
CP3
West equity?
CP3, yeah.
CP3, yeah. He's great. Great ADP value here. But I am trying to build a Cavaliers team here, big time.
You got KD, which doesn't hurt with that too.
Yeah, like I got my wings. Like what I've been like trying to do since I've like really done this micro analysis is get heavy wing and then build a team that doesn't have good wings, such as Memphis or the Cavs, who don't have they have like Karis LeVert to offer on the Cleveland side, and then on the Memphis side, it's like they literally have no wings. It's because Brandon Clark, RIP. So. But this isn't obviously a Grizz team. But I've been like trying to play with that and try to think about like similar to the 1 seeds getting there from the gauntlet. Like, how does a team with no wings get to the finals, and how do you get them through?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I think originally it was Clippers. Like that was such an easy fill-in back stack from like the 6-7 was like you build out Cavs rounds 3 through 6, and then 7-8 was Clippers, but now it's gone.
Yeah.
Badge Bros, what other content you guys coming up this week? Are you guys going to do some NBA playoff shows as well?
I think at one point, maybe that's what we do tomorrow. We were discussing tomorrow's kind of open-ended. We were finally going to do super flex football because the Mondays and the Fridays were kind of when we were going to mix that in. But then, of course, everybody's sick of it by the time you do 2 hours of it both days. Or the ADP
They're not
chasers.
sick of it.
That's
they
fair.
want it nonstop.
Yeah, let Pete tell you firsthand. I will say I have some influencer escapades going on, so I won't be on the stream Thursday or Friday. If anyone's going to be at Coachella, let me know. Hit me up. Yeah, but I won't be with the with the peasants. I have the normies. We have these passes, so we'll be like on stage like for like all of the
bro.
Yeah, my wife's like new manager is just an absolute beast and just hooked it up, and so we are gonna be. I have no idea like what to expect, but I'm so glad because like I cannot do a like straight up like festival experience as like a consumer anymore. Like it's so chaotic. It's insane. Like we have like shit. We're so I just bought us like walkie talkies so that way we can communicate with one another because otherwise like you have no service there, so you can't text one another. So we're going to be walkie talkieing hopefully off of the securities channels. But
I saw that on her Instagram. And she referenced that you were being a protective figure in her life, wanting the walkie talkies.
I'm looking out for number one. This is I know who's putting this lifestyle together for us.
Yeah, Kyle is correct. You know, I told Jack that I would co-draft this team with him, and I did give him.
If you were real, we'd take quickly, but we don't.
Who says I'm not real? Who says I'm not real?
I've got the nastiest build.
So Jack, how many games? So you got the Knicks beating the Cavs
in 5.
In 5, and then they go on the road to Milwaukee.
Yeah, we'll probably lose that in 5.
Okay. Any chance they could take it to 6?
Yeah, they could. If no, not really, but maybe. you know. Maybe.
Why do the Cavs not scare you, Jack?
Why would they?
I don't know.
That's how you answer a question with a question.
No, why would they? What's scary about them?
I don't know.
Evan Mobley being like the most on the rise player in NBA history. Like, what about
Evan Mobley is Tim Duncan? No, he's not. Not yet. Not yet. He hasn't arrived. He has not arrived.
He
is not here.
Now, come on now. He's a monster defensively, and he's such a game changer for that team. I don't know how you could say otherwise.
But not right now. He's
not right
good.
Now?
He's good right now, but he's not like when people are like, "Oh, I wouldn't trade Mobley for Wembayama." It's not this version of Evan Mobley. It's future versions. Playoffs start on Saturday. I'm not growing 3 inches on any part of my body by Saturday. So Evan Mobley's game isn't improving by 88%. Either,
especially if you're giving away left nut sacks. I mean, there's not much left to grow. Jack, I feel like we need maybe some one-off wing energy, maybe a Brandon Ingram. Grayson?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
All right. This is redemption for the Pat Fuckington pick, and now we got Grayson Allen. What do you think about Ingram though? As a one-off wing.
I don't think it's too risky. I don't know if they're going to get in.
Jack, we're trying to win a massive top-heavy contest.
I'd rather
56,000 entrants.
But they'll be the 8 at best against our Nuggets. So I'd rather Paul George.
The Pelicans are plus 200 200 to make the big tourney.
Or Jack, we take
I like
another
that.
Denver wing.
You do? Maybe I'll hit it for you, Clay.
I mean,
Uh,
I don't know. I'm kind of like low key. I like the Pels still. I don't know
Jesus.
Zion. They're not going far, but
The
I
Trey
don't know.
Murphy
Ingram-
emergence
Ingram-
is real.
I love
Jack,
Trey
say
Murphy.
Brown or Ingram?
He's
yeah,
a guard.
Bruce
Is he
Brown.
wing too? Ooh.
I love Trey Murphy. BI is a baller. He's really stepped up this year. Guys like taking over games, and they got CJ. CJ can, like,
Zion was.
We should probably take Herder if we have Fox.
We can take her.
Don't Herder me, bro. But do we need? But maybe another final buck, or no,
Well,
not necessarily.
We're already live because we got 4 nugs. So
Yeah.
to make a finals team, we just need a single Eastern Conference guy. So I think we have a lot of flexibility here because we already have our multiple finals matchups, Jack. We're live for Denver, Knicks, and Denver Bucks, or Denver Knicks.
That's a good point. But if we take Herder, we're pretty live for Knicks Kings.
Knicks King. Like if we get Knicks Kings, Jack, I feel like we're probably extremely live. Look at all you sickos hanging out in the chat for NBA best ball. This contest was filling extremely slowly until basically like the past 36 hours, and now it's starting to really pick up. It does lock Saturday at 12:30 p.m. So I'm debating what my OCD, like I feel like I'm just on the fringe of not having enough time to max it. This will be my 89th dance draft, but I feel like doing 100, while good for my OCD.
89?
Yeah, Jack, an NBA best ball thought leader, bro.
These drafts go pretty quick too. Like they're
They're
easy to
perfect.
just like finish. Would
They're
you give
perfect.
us a peek behind the curtain, Pete, as far as like what your exposures are looking like?
Yeah.
Also, I gotta say, I just think I won the tournament on this draft, though.
I
appreciate
think you had a
guys.
really
Yes,
good
thank you.
draft.
No, you had a
Yeah.
great draft. If the tournament ends in the second round, you are
Thank you.
100%.
You need a second round equity. I heard there's $1 million to the second round winner.
No, there is. It's
Yeah.
it's
I
and
appreciate
it's
that.
100K to first and 100 million to anyone who's leading after the second round.
I heard from the head of winning of Underdog that that's factual and legally binding.
Yeah, I
So
like
thank you.
Siakam.
Yeah, okay, let's do Siakam.
What's
Then we
up?
beef up our. All right, so this is funny because I looked at my exposures. I would say maybe when I was 25 drafts in, and I think Brooke Lopez was my highest. It's probably when we did the stream. I have not looked probably in like 60 drafts.
Let's
So
guess.
let's
Before you
Flip it all
yeah,
five.
let's
All
guess. Let's
five.
guess.
What do you think it is?
Nuggets are going to be up there. I think I'm going to say the homer bias
Jamal
and
Murray.
Pete is going to bleed through.
I'm gonna say you've been drafting a lot of Jalen Brunson off camera.
Off camera.
Jamal Murray is like top 3 highest exposed players. That's my take.
Ooh, that's interesting. I think he's on
will
the Suns.
say,
I think you're
I
on the
did
Suns.
get.
I bet he's running pure on Bucks.
I got a ton of 102, so I believe I'm way over on Jokic relative to Giannis.
First guess. You might have to give it. So this is only half. We're gonna have to
Michael
like come
Porter.
back and like give it like 30
Wait,
seconds.
why is it only half?
Yeah, why is it only showing?
Because you
hit
have to like.
just hit delete a whole bunch of times and hit refresh.
Oh, there it is.
There he is.
There you
You
go.
have to like
Yeah.
tell Underdog you want to see your exposures for them to refresh.
Okay. Robert Williams, 30%, Bam, 28, Jokic, 27, Harden, 26, Butler, 24, Jalen. Anything
mad at it.
jump out at you here?
Ain't mad at it.
I
So
kind of like this
I-
Bam Butler. I like
Really
this
good
Bam
value.
Butler spot.
What? How much Giannis do you have?
Not enough.
Because you're dead
apparently.
without him.
Only 5%.
Ooh.
I've run so poor. These super flex drafts, I can't get a top 3 pick. I mean, my influencer status is in shambles.
Yikes!
Yeah.
NGMI, bro.
It's interesting to only have 5% Giannis, but you still have 22% Middleton. So you have still
How
been
about
mixing in-
27% Jokic?
That's a lit.
Because I think what happened is I was getting a bunch of Brolo, and then I think that was funneling to me to Middleton as like my second buck after that.
All right, who's your
yeah,
weirdest
okay.
player? Who's your weirdest player?
I'm not too weird. I don't think I'm gonna have because I don't know all these guys. I don't have any Pat fucking.
You have a lot of Wiggins.
Yeah, I think I was drafting him before I really knew what was going on.
Damn, I got a lot of AD and LeBron from like
10% Luka.
Lakers rise.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero, that's probably my most random guy.
Nice. He's going off against the Hawks.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't give you anything.
Damn.
One game.
Tim Hardaway.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember selecting Tim Hardaway.
Keep going.
Yeah.
How do I live
Fred for the brand?
You know
One
what?
Fred share.
I initially, I'm going to throw Mike Zakarian under the bus. Initially, he had told me Keegan Murray was the third guy to draft on Sacramento, so I blame him for this Keegan Murray for that share.
Resident
Nez
Stan
approves.
checking in.
Yeah.
That's okay. His coming out party in the playoffs is soon come. You're gonna feel great about that.
I mean, I love the love,
all right.
but
Apparently,
not the best third for the Kings.
I can't. I need to go take care of my precious little baby who turned 4 months old the other day. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out, Badge Bros on the Badge Bros channel daily over on the Underdog HQ channel, doing baseball stuff, of course, in the Deposit Kingdom Discord. As you guys have heard me mention, we got threads for all of the sports, including NBA playoff best ball. That thread has really picked up lately. If you want to continue the conversation, link down below, hop in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, go to the Badge Bros channel, and then check the pound button, which shows all the threads. Hop in the thread. You're good to go. Jack, anything else on your end?
Someone ride Bucks over Nuggets championship with me, plus 1,500. Let me know when you place, then I'll place mine.
All right. Clay, you got lots going on with the Knights this week?
Yeah, if anyone's out for NFT NYC, throwing a party at Jay-Z's 4040 Club tomorrow night, which is super stoked about. So tickets are free and they're available to the public too. We have tickets available for night holders. So if you have any questions, just like ping me in Discord. Happy to answer, help facilitate there. But would love to have anyone around who's come through and party with us. Hopefully, Jack, you're pulling up too, and we'll have a good time. Looking forward to it.
Nez, you got big influencer plans. Anything else going on in your guys' neck of the woods?
No, just hammering out these streams. Hit us up in these threads. We're in the baseball streets like all the time. That's like where we're really putting our energy is the baseball drafts and the baseball content. So if you're not in that Underdog or subscribe to the Underdog HQ channel, definitely subscribe and hit the notifications on that. So that way you can hit those streams up and get some baseball drafts in.
Beautiful. Appreciate all of you guys in the chat. Thank you for hanging out. I will be, what do I got up next? Tomorrow night on Ship Chasing, we're going to have Leone join us. We're going to talk a lot about some of the deep dive research he's been doing in the best ball streets, looking at best ball mania data, some interesting findings there. If you guys want to keep talking best ball, as I know you guys love to do. Appreciate you all. Have a wonderful play-in game back-to-back evenings. We'll see you next Tuesday. We're here every week at 4:30. Peace.